Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Deadman action figure. This is a Target exclusive gold label figure. Deadman is part of the Justice League Dark. He's a previous circus performer, he's dead, and he's a ghost that haunts, and is part of the hero team of Justice League Dark. I pre-ordered my figure at Target.com and it arrived today. Funny thing is, I actually saw one at Target the same day. What are the odds? So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, McFarlane Gold Label Collection, ages 12 plus. I find it interesting that it's a gold label figure. I know that typically means they're exclusives, but there's definitely no regular variation of Deadman here. DC Multiverse Deadman. One side of the package, Deadman from DC's Rebirth. And the other side simply says Deadman. Target did put their own sort of label here. Assume it's a DCPI number and description. Pretty annoying if you're an unopened collector. The bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode in case it helps anybody. And on the back side, here's Deadman from the comics. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And what are the odds? I got the two newest Target exclusive DC Multiverse figures in the same day. Separate packages, separate orders, same day. And to add to the irony, I saw both these guys at the local Target store today. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with a display stand, a collector's card, and then three, I don't know, ghost things? Not sure what exactly you call these things. Sort of wavy ghost effects. I would almost call them ectoplasm, but when I think of that, I think of some sort of slime. I think one of them is going to be Deadman possessing somebody else. You could attach it to another figure. Although the promotional material for this figure showed it on top of Deadman himself. We'll check that out shortly. Before we look at all those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Deadman. His real name is Boston Brand. He used to be a circus acrobat. He was murdered and then given a new chance at life. As Deadman, he has the ability to sort of temporarily possess somebody, take control of them, speak through them, and have his presence known. I remember the movie Justice League Dark. He possessed Batman, but Batman's mind was disciplined enough to push him out. Thought that was a pretty cool effect. So let's take a look at him. Start with his head here, and the sculpt is excellent. Look at the detail on his face. He's all wrinkled. Dead corpse here. Now, he's not really in physical form. I don't believe you can actually see Deadman this way, unless you have some sort of special abilities. Typically, he's simply there. He can't interact until he possesses somebody. He's got this giant collar, and it's got kind of an annoying line on both sides here. Now, it doesn't really hurt his head articulation, but it makes it harder to use. His body is very thin. Arms don't seem to go down all the way. I saw my boy Maverick post. If you take his arm out, cut a little piece in there, it'll be able to go a lot further down. Always annoying when you have to alter your figures. He's got the signature D on his chest here. Very thin buck here, very thin body. He's got the new style wrists and knees, or ankles rather. They're a lot more seamless, not the old ball joints that look pretty ugly. He looks pretty good. Looks like you're going to be able to attach one of his effects back here. Nice looking figure. Kind of basic, but well done. Iconic, normal looking Deadman from DC's Rebirth comics. One more step to completing the Justice League Dark team. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Looks pretty good. That giant exaggerated collar. Deadman's signature look. Now to check out his accessories. And let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane stand. It's a black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom. It's got one peg for the peg holes on his feet. Very thin. Very basic. Now for his collector's card. As you can see on the front, we have Deadman from the comics. Deadman from DC's Rebirth. I do like when they take an image from the source material versus simply giving us an image of the figure itself. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Now for his ghost effects. I don't exactly know how to describe them. It almost looks like smoke or something like that that's going to be coming off of him. Two pieces are for his arms, and the larger piece should come off his back or his head. Larger piece here has an image of Deadman. You can see the giant collar, Deadman's face here. Looks like it's going to be able to attach over the shoulder of a figure. Now I imagine this will work on other figures. We'll find that out shortly. Made of a semi-transparent material. Looks pretty cool. Here's Deadman with no effects attached. And here he is with the effects attached to his arms. Then with the effect attached to his back as well. Now it attaches with a little peg into the hole in his back. So I imagine this isn't going to work with a bunch of other figures. But we'll check that out in just a sec. Kind of looks like, I don't know, it's Deadman's spirit. And sort of leaving Deadman, getting ready to possess somebody else. At least that's my best guess. I mean, you can sort of put on other figures. Almost none of their figures have a hole in the back that will accommodate the peg. You can kind of put it on the back of a regular figure here. I picked Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. He's a standard size figure. No peg hole in his back. You can attach this piece onto him, but it's not very secure and stable. Just sort of balancing on his back. But it is fudgeable and does get the effect across. But I don't really feel like this is him possessing Kyle. I mean, you could use it for that. Now the previous Deadman figure that I have, the DC Direct DC Icons Deadman, came with this awesome accessory. It's sort of the torso and head of Deadman, made in a rubbery, semi-transparent sort of material. You can put this on top of the other figures to simulate them being possessed by Deadman. Really cool effect, but it's meant for the DC Icons, which are quite small. Probably won't work with McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Still, very nice accessory. I'm still very impressed they came up with something like this. And since we're using Kyle, he's a pretty standard sized McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. Regular sized body, regular sized head. Now it kind of fits on there. His hair is a little too big to accommodate it properly. If you had a figure with, I don't know, a smaller head, it'd probably work a little bit better. You can see kind of how it works. If you want to lower it down, I don't know, kind of looks down a little too much. Very cool accessory. Definitely gets the point across on who Deadman is possessing. It doesn't really work with these McFarlane figures because it's far too small. Here it is on the Rebirth Batman. That figure is a little bit smaller than Kyle Rayner, and it's almost fixed perfect on him. Head smaller, chest is smaller. Looks like it was meant for a figure like this. And it's the same thing with Batman here with Deadman's effect. Yeah, you can sort of balance it onto his shoulders and back, but it's not sturdy at all. I don't really like this effect as Deadman possessing somebody, as it's, I don't even know, just very noticeable and sticking out there. I guess it's not something you're supposed to see, if that's even what this effect is supposed to be. I was trying to figure out which body this Deadman used. I thought it was brand new at first. It's a much slimmer buck. He used this Blue Beetle and Booster Gold sort of generic body. And you know what? I think it works. It works great. It's really the exact same figure. All the legs. The diaper is a little bit different. The torso. Bottom half's the same. The top half looks like it's made from the same, but they definitely changed the top. Arms, hands, identical. Obviously the heads are different. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. Now for his articulation. Start with his head here. And the big collar doesn't prohibit his articulation, just makes it harder to use. His head can rotate from side to side. You can look up that far, down that far. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. Now you can't push his elbows or shoulders down as far as you'd like to. His arms sort of stick out, they don't go all the way down to his sides. My boy Maverick, he took his arm off, was able to sort of shave something out there and give it the full articulation. You can pop the arm out. It's kind of interesting. The butterfly joint inside of there has an arrow pointing which direction it should be down. Just simply doesn't let the arm go all the way down there. If anyone's curious what his fix was, drop me a line in the comments. I could share his Instagram with you. He does this butterfly joint here, increase the range of motion, and cover up that large gap. bicep cut below that, double jointed elbows, his wrists kind of rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Ball joint his torso, rotate around, forward and back. Another ball joint his waist, rotate around, forward and back, giving him very wide range of motion in his torso area. You get more from the torso than the waist. Legs, complete does splits, not ball joints, but a similar concept. Rotation is minimal. Legs go forward about that far, back, not much. Double jointed knees below that. And then his ankles here, forward and back. Traditional rotation, tilt, rock, and toe articulation. Here's Deadman in a graveyard or cemetery. Very appropriate for, a dead man. And here he is with the core members of the Justice League Dark team. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Deadman figures. The only other Deadman figure that I have is the DC Direct DC Icons Deadman. Although I'm not fond of how small the DC Icons figures are, this Deadman is great. Sculpt is fantastic, articulation is excellent, and his accessory is even better. He's one that came with that sort of transparent Deadman torso that can be when he's controlling or possessing somebody. Now, I don't have any other Deadman figures, but I used to have the Mattel DC Universe Classics version. A long time ago, I turned that one into a custom Cornelius Dirk. That's a Batman villain. And I later bought one on eBay. This is a custom ghoul from Batman Beyond, made for a Deadman body. I'm really fond of both those custom figures. Here's this Deadman, next to the rest of the McFarlane DC Multiverse characters they've made from Justice League Dark, Swamp Thing, Demon, Etrigan, and Constantine. Now, this Demon is not appropriate for the Justice League Dark team. He's in a medieval outfit he only wore in his own comic series at one point, and briefly at that. The biggest omission here is Zatanna. And here's this Deadman with probably the best versions of the Justice League Dark characters that I have, at least if you want to make one solid team. This is a DC Direct, DC Essential Swamp Thing, taller than the rest of them, but not crazy big. Then this Deadman, the DC Universe Classics Mattel Etrigan, the best version of Etrigan out there. Wish he was a little bigger though. Then DC Universe Classics Zatanna, very nice figure, probably the best Zatanna out there as well. And then a DC Direct Arrowverse Constantine, a little bit smaller than the McFarlane version, and fits better unified with the rest of the figures in front of you. Now let's check him out next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Flashpoint Aquaman, another Target exclusive figure that I also got today. Then, next to the most recent Mega figures, Mongol and Frankenstein, here's Deadman, next to the Shazam 2 movie Shazam, and the Amazon exclusive Tim Drake Robin. And here he is, next to the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. Then, next to the most recent McFarlane DC Gaming Wave, we have Arkham City Joker and the Arkham Knight Scarecrow and Red Hood. And now, next to the Crime Syndicate Wave, collect a build Starro the Conqueror. This wave was also Target exclusive. Here's Deadman, next to the Speed Metal Wave, collect a build The Darkest Knight. And here he is, next to the Batman Arkham City Wave, collect a build an undersized Solomon Grundy. Then, next to the Page Punchers Flash Wave, this is the third wave, we have Atom, Flash, Grodd, Heatwave, and both versions of Captain Cold. And now, next to the Injustice 2 Page Punchers, Green Arrow and Batman, here's Deadman, next to the first wave of Page Punchers. This is a Black Adam themed wave. We have Batman, Constantine, Superman, and Black Adam. And here he is, next to some McFarlane Mortal Kombat 11 DC figures, the Batman Who Laughs and Joker. Then, with some more recent Target exclusive figures, Ocean Master, and the 30th anniversary of Batman from Batman the Animated Series. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. And now, with even some more Target exclusive recent figures, we have Defiance Deathstroke, Changing the Guard, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, Black Adam movie, Black Adam with Throne, and then the Justice League Endless Winter Wonder Woman variant. Here's Deadman, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Hush Superman and Kid Flash. Then, with some recent Walmart exclusive figures, we have Azrael and Batman Armor, Parallax Hal Jordan, Speed Metal Dark Flash, and Rebirth Shazam. hoping my Walmarts are going to get the Vampire Batman and Eradicator soon. I keep checking daily. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Here's Deadman, next to a large blue balloon. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, standing with some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, with some Mayfix figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, he's a pretty nice figure. I'd read people ranting and raving how good he is. And he is good, but I don't think he's as great as I've been hearing. I think it's a good use of the Booster Gold and Blue Beetle body. I have no problems with that. Perfect for Deadman. It's thin, articulated, well detailed, sort of generic, but it works perfect for him. Head sculpt, face, fantastic, looks great. Sculpt and paint job are nice. Accessories are cool, although I do wish it was some sort of Deadman to possess your other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Articulation is everything you'd expect from a McFarlane DC Multiverse modern figure. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. He's impressing me, but after everything I read, I expected something a little more impressive. Very nice figure. Proud of Target for getting a cool exclusive like this. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.